I started a new online business recently and it did 88K in its first month because I leveraged these AI strategies. My online business sells products like these, high ticket products. These AI strategies, however, work in any niche because you're not holding inventory, you're not holding stock, you're not manufacturing a product, you're selling on behalf of existing manufacturers and brands. That means we just have to dominate acquiring traffic and converting it into sales. We don't need to put down capital, don't need to take big risks. We just need to be dominant in our strategies. And that's where these AI systems come in. Let's start with ads. What most people do is they waste a huge portion of their ad budget. Most people set up their ad campaigns how Google pushes them. That means they spend a lot of money on waste keywords. Let's say they're selling these saunas. When they set up a campaign, there is going to be loads of wastage in there. DIY sauna, pre-owned sauna, for rent, for hire, Costco, eBay, etc. Loads of budget squandered on keywords with no intent. There's also going to be a huge amount of generic search in there. Loads of volume, really high CPCs, really low conversion rate. It's a great place to donate your money to Google. That's not what we're about. So we focus on the gold, the middle and bottom of funnel keywords, where the intent is to buy. People are looking at a brand, they're looking at a type, a capacity, a feature, or even better, a combination. Something like Thermalwood house sauna for 4 people, 2 meter by 2 meter indoor infrared sauna, a brand name and a product name. How do we find these keywords, this gold? Well, we use an AI tool to be our unfair advantage. This data for SEO, this API feeds the biggest and most expensive SEO tools on the market in terms of keyword research. We've plugged a ChatGPT, custom GPT, that is trained on our ads model, our SEO setup, and has a direct link into this API to be able to pull all of that data. So I can come in when I want to set up an ads campaign for these saunas, and I can give it a simple prompt, and I can get all of the brand and product style keywords with the high purchase intent that I'm going to want to go after for all of the brands I sell. The ones that are relevant to a specific size or capacity. So I can start going after 4 foot by 6 foot sauna, small outdoor sauna, compact 6 by 8. I can go after these material types: cedar sauna, red cedar, thermalwood, hemlock, solid wood, finish, premium. Then I've got use cases for things like blood pressure, arthritis, joint pain, things where people have high buying intent because they need it for a certain use. Features that people are after, things like LEDs, Bluetooth, etc., Wi-Fi controlled, and then the shape or style, barrel, cube, modern, Scandinavian, and much, much more. When I have access to these keywords that already exist because they're being fed from this API and they meet the credentials of being high intent to purchase, and I funnel all of my ad spend, or the vast, vast majority, behind these instead of generic keywords, I absolutely dominate the paid traffic, and the conversions of my traffic compared to how much I'm spending goes way, way up. When I spend less to acquire a customer than the rest of my industry, it allows me to dominate. I also put people back into the funnel by churning out high quality creative using AI, because even though my conversion rates are going to be higher because of my ad setup, on a high ticket product that's going to cost someone in the region of $7,000, they're not going to buy first time very, very often. So I want high quality creatives that they see on Meta, they see on Google Display, on Pinterest, etc., that puts them back into my funnel. Now, creative for these has never been easier when leveraging AI. I have taken a stock product image here, I've given a really simple prompt, and now I've got an end state image that's showing, look, we'll do the installation for you. You guys just pour the wine. You're going to get your perfect sauna very, very quickly. If that's part of our offer, which often by partnering with other subcontracting companies, we can make it really, really easy. Now I can follow them around the internet, when they've been on my page as a prospect, and say, guys, you should buy with us. Come back onto our site because we're going to take care of all the installation for you. It's going to be nice and easy. You're going to get your end result. And I can churn these out for every problem, objection, blocker, and end state desire that my customers have in this niche really quickly and really easily. So when we move from ads, we then think about organic. We think about the traffic we get from Google by creating the best content for the keywords that exist. We always start with informational. We don't like information in our ads. We don't want to be paying for this traffic, but we do want to acquire it organically. With these high ticket products, there are always loads and loads of informational question style keywords like these. If you go through and put in sauna installation type, heat, temperature, all these things, you will get heaps of keywords that have volume and questions behind them of people who are looking to buy. So we've built this AI keyword scraper that goes and gets all of the relevant people also ask questions that have traffic from Google for these target keywords. And you can see it's going to be things like, is infrared better than a regular one? What are the downsides? Is it safe in pregnancy? All these sorts of things, all these questions that have traffic behind them that allow us to show we're an authority to Google and get more traffic on our site that's relevant for our buyers. So here's an AI tool we use to make sure we create really high quality content at scale that ranks. So we take the main keyword and we can do 30, 50, 100 of these at one time. We take the main keyword. In this case, the example I've done is how long should you stay in a sauna? I can get the natural language processing keywords instantly. That means I can show more relevance in my content. And then I can also do things like the article size, how many words I want, the tone of voice, the AI model, the readability, different functions like conclusions, tables. I can basically customize my content. This tool is written specifically to create great content, both for the customer and for SEO. And you can see that in the output it puts out. But we don't just finish here, even though this is a really strong output. We also go one step further because the heading structure is huge when it comes to SEO. So I take the keyword, put it into Gemini. I have it look at the current 3 top organic listings for this search term, and also based on things like the related keywords and long tail keywords for relevance, and have it produce a structure of my heading tags. And this allows me to make sure that I am catering exactly for what Google wants when it comes to this piece, and therefore have the best chance of ranking organically. We also want to rank for commercial keywords. We do that next. We've kind of earned our stripes. We've shown topical authority, ranked for hundreds of organic terms that are informational. Now it's time for the commercially intended ones that more often lead to buyers. So I've come in here, I've searched Ahrefs for commercially intended keywords where there's a low strength domain at the top of page 1, because I've got a new site that I want to grow fast here. I've got a low strength domain. I want somewhere that I can get to the top of page 1 quickly. 150 odd keywords. I'm just going to show you for the top one here, outdoor sauna, 23K a month. If I can get on page 1 for that, I'll be really profitable for my business. So I can come in here to my ChatGPT then this again is the one that has the direct API link into data for SEO. And I can essentially get it to build out what a really high quality collection page would look like for this. It's going to know the search intent, the primary keyword. It's going to know what types it should include for the long tail keywords, the sizes and capacities, the materials, the heating types. All of these are showing relevance to Google. It's showing the completeness of the content. And that is how we get this really highly optimized H1, H2 heading tags for the page. We've got the meta description in here. We've got everything we need to create a really, really strong collection page. Not to mention, it starts to talk about schema markup, which is the next thing we're going to come on to. AI engines like GPT, Claude, Perplexity, etc., are a huge opportunity for traffic, massively fast growing, the biggest competitor to Google in probably 20 years. And they don't like to read information like this. They have to be very, very careful with their crawl budget. They want information in structured data because it's the most efficient way for them to understand about your page. So we've built this structured data GPT, which is trained on all the developer documentation of how your pages, product collection, etc., should be marked up in a way that AI engines understand it best. And it shows, if I go and grab a page like this, the URL, it shows me all the things that it's missing, the gaps. Now, these gaps really hinder the opportunity for this page to get featured in AI engines when someone comes looking for a sauna. If we look at some of the most glaring gaps, for example, they've got no schema around the availability, whether it's in or out of stock. So if someone comes to GPT and says, I want a sauna that does this, this, and this, but it must be in stock because I need it for a fast delivery, this page is very unlikely to get cited because it doesn't have, the engine doesn't have visibility of whether it's in or out of stock. It also doesn't have the aggregate review rating. So if someone says, I really want something that's at least, on average, 4.5 out of 5 review stars. This product might have that, but because it's not visible and readable to the AI engines, they're very, very unlikely to push traffic that way. And there are loads here, as you can see, and all of these are gaps that if we fill them, allow us to more often be cited in AI engines. And that is why this structured data GPT finds all the gaps and then it creates your schema that you can really easily drop into your site so that all of those gaps are filled and you have the best chance of hoovering up AI traffic. Because right now, the best Data density is who is going to win when it comes to citations from AI. And talking about traffic from external sources, affiliates are another great way for high ticket products to sell more through traffic that comes external, incremental traffic they can sell more to. So I use ChatGPT in agent mode to go through and look at all the different keywords that are relevant to my product types. And then it finds sites that are already ranking for those keywords and already push affiliate traffic to those products in exchange for a commission. So I can really easily reach out to them, get featured on their site, and get incremental traffic. It's just another thing that saves me loads and loads of time and allows me to get more traffic on my site that I can convert. Finally, it's really, really common that we see this. We see this when we're selling on behalf of manufacturers, and all they've given us is basic white background studio photos. And everyone selling this product probably has the same ones and they're really low quality. A really easy win, both with your customer to give them more valuable content, but more importantly, with the algorithms that control ad rankings, SEO, etc., is to have unique imagery and unique content. Now, you can either pay thousands to have a photography team go to the product in person, stage it, etc., or you can use an AI tool like Clade AI, where I've literally taken the white background photo, I've given it a really simple prompt, and I've turned it into a high quality lifestyle photo that I can use on my site. Now, suddenly, I've got something that no one else who is competing with me for this product has online. I've got unique content that's better for my customer and it's better for the engines that are going to rank me in ads, in organic, etc., which is a really powerful and very, very easy advantage. Now, in terms of AI strategies that allow us to dominate any e-commerce niche, this barely scratches the surface. If I put them all in one video, it would probably be hours long. But we have the 1% Ecom Club School, which there's a link to in the first comment below that you can join. Or if you just want heaps and heaps of value on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel.